Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome class to Arabic 101, how to understand Arabic. We are on now class number 13. We just finished our test the week before and we got our results in. Alhamdulillah, everyone passed. We started chapter 6 and we started talking about hadihi. Open up to page 34 where we left off. We began with hadihi at the beginning of the chapter. هذه is اسم إشارة للمؤنث المفرد. It's a demonstrative noun, right, that is used for singular feminine, which means that if you say there is a woman there, you say هذه, meaning she is, all right, or this is, and it's female. We got into, at the end of at the bottom of page 34, where we are now describing hands, feet, nose. We're pointing to these different body parts. How do we know which one is male, which one is female? For example, none of them that we have here end with a ta marbuta. ما معنى ta marbuta? When you see a ta marbuta at the end of a word, it's this letter. Right? That's a ta marbuta. It's that letter. Right? Like at the end of haqibatun. Right? At the end of saghiratun. It'll look like this.
It doesn't have to be just specific. You can draw it from different ways.
It'll look one of these two ways, depending on the letter before. There are 6 letters in the Arabic language. And remember, one of the prerequisites for this class is knowing how to read and write. And let me put my phone down, it keeps banging into my keys. One of the prerequisites for the class is reading and writing. But here's a little tip that a lot of people maybe don't know. There are 6 letters in the Arabic language that do not connect to anything from the left side. Does anybody know those 6 letters?
Wow.
Hold on, let's write them. And let's do them in an order that's easy to remember. What's the first one? Alif. Meaning, no letter can connect to alif from this side, from the left side. It can connect from this side, the right, but it cannot connect from the left. Next letter. Dal. Again, and dal, its sister. These 4 are consecutive. Dal, dhal, ra, and zai. None of these letters can connect from the left side. If you ever need to say a word that ends with za, right? Or I shouldn't say ends with za, but za is in the middle of the word, and you want to connect it from this side. You can't do this. It doesn't connect. And lastly, there's one more. What is it? Wow. So for writing purposes, all of these cannot connect from the left side. 4 are consecutive, and then you have alif and waw. The point of that was because of the question, how do we know if it's this ta or that ta? Depending on what comes in front of it. So if the ra is here, right, it won't connect to this. If there's a bat here, it will connect. All right? How do we determine male and female? Through body parts. And I don't mean that by what body parts does a woman have, what body parts does a man have. I mean nose. Do I say هذا أنف or do I say هذه أنف?
You say hadihi for a female?
If it's a female, like we started at the beginning of chapter 6, we said هذه is what you use for a female object or a female person. هذا is a male object or a male person.
You just have to know.
With these body parts, sometimes it's like that, you just have to know. But these ones actually have a rule. Let's read and see if you guys find out the rule. طيب? All right.
Beard is obviously male.
Beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Because it ends with this. All right. At the bottom of page 34. هذا أنف وهذا فم. هذا أنف وهذا فم. All right. ما معنى أنف؟ وما معنى فم؟ Mouth. Not lips, mouth. He said هذا. What does that mean, Muhammad? Male or female?
Male.
Male, masculine. So أنف, masculine. فم, masculine. انظروا إلى الصفحة الثانية. At the next page.
So, if it was a female,
I know the rule.
if it was a female's nose, you'd still say hada?
If it's a woman's nose, you would still say هذا أنف. It's still considered. That part has its own masculine, feminine.
That figures out.
Hold on. Let me just get to him right now. We got a puzzle solver here. طيب. 35. هذه أذن وهذه عين. It doesn't end with a ta, right? Yet they're describing it as هذا and هذه. I'm sorry, they're describing it as هذه. Do you see that, Ismail? They said هذا or هذه أذن وهذه عين. So I don't say لا أقول. What does لا أقول mean? I do not say هذا أذن. I say هذه أذن وهذه عين. Why? Let's read the last one and then we're going to explain. وهذا يد. Is that correct? هذه. So I can make sure nobody's falling asleep. It's late at night. هذه يد. And I don't want to kick my foot up in the air. هذه رجل. Yes, Ismail.
If it's one, the part is one.
Oh, you want to solve the riddle? Oh, okay.
It's gonna be hada.
Okay.
If it's like two or more, like
You say هذه? What do you guys think about that? Let me tell you this answer. What he's saying.
Makes sense.
He's saying if it's one single body part, nose, it's masculine. Mouth is one mouth. Ear, how many? You got two ears, right? So he's saying if it's a single body part, you count it as male. And if it's a double body part, you count it as a female. How does that sound for his logic?
What do you do with the beard?
Yeah,
No, I'm talking about the words. Listen to this. We're talking about the words in the body parts that don't end with ta. So the beard doesn't count.
Makes sense.
You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
What do you think, Mr. Riddle Solver?
What was your way?
Yeah, what's
what
your
were you thinking?
Just curiosity.
My theory is wrong. His next question threw it in the trash.
Okay. To be honest, he is actually correct. I told you he's Arab, man. He's a
on the taste
he's an Arab by heart. In his heart, he is Arabi, right?
It makes sense.
Alhamdulillah.
Body part that's more than one.
So listen to this. If there's a body part that has a pair to it, right, then it's female. هذه يد. هذه رجل. Did a good job, أحسنت, right? Detective. هذا أنف. So that way, if you're ever wondering, do I say هذه عين or هذا عين? You have to, even if you've gone blind in one eye and it's missing, you're still going to say هذه because it's originally a pair. So anything that is a pair, you're going to treat it as a female. Anything that's singular, you treat it as masculine, male.
Anything in pair will be treated as female? If it
In
was
these body parts.
only the body part.
In these body parts.
Then the complex. So if you say nose is male, what about nostrils?
Nostrils?
Yes.
What is that?
This part of the, here's the thing there. Like I said, there's a lot of different body parts, but you know, anything that is going to be a pair, it's going to follow the same rule. All right? So like you have your toes, right? That's out of the rule because they're not two, they're 10. And they're going to describe each one individually. All right?
They're all male.
Yeah, they're all going to be male. Yeah. They have funny names too, except for the thumb. The thumb is ibhamun, right? And actually this one, sabbabatun. Sababa is point, or the word sebbun means to curse. So probably from there, like when you get someone in trouble, you say he's the reason. You're pointing. He's the sebab, right? So it's all around that, pointing that he's the problem or this or that. It's not on here, right? And you have al-wusta, the middle finger. Augusta. Okay, wusta. So those are all kind of, simple names, right? They make sense for the reason. I don't know where these two comes from. This one is called khinsar and this one's binsar. I don't know where they came from. Khinsar and binsar. It's like,
Sounds like twins.
yeah, it sounds like some kind of, two bullies or something. Like,
What about this? Sometimes when the Arabs get mad, they do like this, or something like this.
they say, yeah, by my eye.
They do like this, and if they're really, really mad, they do this.
Sometimes, no, we're really off topic, but if they get angry, sometimes they go like this. They point like they do this on their face, and it's telling you that by the blood that runs through my face. They're not swearing, but they're saying like your face is the place where there's honor and shame. So they're saying like you've shamed me. You've done something to shame me, and it's kind of like a scar or something like that. You're dishonoring me, or like it's aib. So sometimes it's by that, but they do swear by saying by my eye, and obviously that's not permissible. You can't do that. Anyways, اقرأ واكتب. We got to do some قراءة. سأقرأ أولا ثم تقرؤون بعدي. سأقرأ أولا, I will read first. ثم, then, تقرؤون بعدي. You will read after me. And that's for the listeners as well. ما بقي.
On the yadun and rijlun, is that plural? Or is it...
No, yadun is singular. And rijlun is singular. Remember, hadha and hadhi are for singular. Hadha and hadhi are for singular. We'll take plural. For people. For plural objects, you're just going to use hadhihi, singular female. And we'll get to that. Go to the next tamreen. وَتَقْرَؤُونَ بَعْدِي بِصَوْتٍ عَالٍ. You hear that? You'll read after me. تَقْرَؤُونَ بَعْدِي. You will read after me. بِصَوْتٍ عَالٍ. In a loud voice. هذا مسجد وهذه مدرسة.
هذا مسجد وهذه مدرسة.
نعم. Going to the left. من هذه؟ هذه أخت عباس.
من هذه؟ هذه أخت عباس.
Number 3. هذا ديك وهذه دجاجة.
هذا ديك وهذه دجاجة.
نعم. هذا ابن المدير وهذه بنت المدرس. There we go. I knew it was going to be a slip up. Let's take one. هذا ابن المدير. Good. وهذه بنت المدرس. Good. Number 5. هذه أم ياسر. أين قدر اللحم؟ هي في الثلاجة. هذا باب وهذه نافذة. نافذة. All right. Number 1. I'm going to go and you're just going to tell me what it means. هذا مسجد وهذه مدرسة.
This is
No, I pointed to all I need. You're next, brother. I'm coming to you.
and this is madrasa.
أحسنت. عمر. Number 2. من هذه؟ هذه أخت عباس.
Who is this? And she is.
This is. هذه is.
This is. Well, I don't know what's.
أخت. What's?
This is Abbas's sister.
Very good. هذا ديك وهذه دجاجة.
This is a rooster, and this is a chicken.
Chicken. دجاجة is chicken. Right? Singular. If you say دجاج, it's plural. All right? دجاج is plural. دجاجة is singular. Similar to تفاح. Nadim. هذا ابن المدير وهذه بنت المدرس. Number 4.
He is the son of.
Is it he or this is?
Yeah, he is who?
Tell me.
This is the son of. The,
What's mudir mean? The principal, the manager.
this is the son of the principal, and she is the daughter of the teacher.
Again with the she. Remember, it's still this is.
Sorry, the.
Yes, this is. هذا means this is masculine. هذه is still this is feminine. Qasim. هذه أم ياسر.
This is Yasser's mother.
It's Yasser's mother. إسماعيل. أين قدر اللحم? Number 6, the first part.
I see what that.
You don't know what's أين mean?
This is.
Okay, أين means where.
Oh, but
نعم. Now we have قدر. You guys remember قدر? الملعقة في القدر. It means a pot, right? Yeah, we took it. There's a spoon in there. It's from last week's lesson. You see it? Remember?
Okay.
All right, now we have lahm. The meat. Where is the pot for the meat? Yes. And then they said, هي في الثلاجة. They used هي because they're describing قدر. قدر is female or feminine, right? قدر is feminine. So في الثلاجة. What's ثلاجة? Look at the surah. The refrigerator. ثلاجة is refrigerator. It's in the refrigerator.
So if it was male, it will be huwa, right?
If it was male, he would have said هو. Like كتاب. أين الكتاب؟ هو على المكتب.
Chef. So is the lamb there for the for who, or does it mean like it's the meat's pot?
It means where's the pot for the meat, basically, like the meat pot, basically. That's what they're saying. Where's the meat pot?
Yeah.
And I don't know, is that commonly said? That's why I said for the meat. Where's the meat pot? That's why I said it that way. But that's what it means. أين قدر اللحم, right? It's مضاف and مضاف إليه, right? Yeah. So where is the meat pot? Or, it could even be that meat's in there. Where's the pot of meat? Yeah, where's the pot of meat? Turn the page. This is an exercise. What? نعم. هذا باب وهذه نافذة. عبد المجيد. This is a door or the door? This is a door, and then? Nafidatun is a window. Very good. It's a good guess. So, everything in the back there is nafida. هذه نافذة. Or actually, since it's far, I'm going to say تلك نافذة وتلك نافذة وهذا باب. Right?
In the kitab, it has a dal, not a dal.
It should be a dal. Put a dot.
What is that?
It must have a dal.
Which one?
Yeah, it's right. Never mind.
Oh, okay, so
I thought you were saying that.
nafidatun. All right. Turn the page. This is an exercise. It's good to work with a buddy on this. All right? And somebody will point to something, and then he will tell you هذا or هذه. All right? So, we should leave that for you guys to work on at home or with each other, or as a fun little thing, that we do at a later time. And let's move over to page 37. All right.
Is it homework?
This one, I would say, no. Page 36 is gonna be homework with a buddy. You buddy up with somebody and you go through all of these. Answer. Somebody will point and you say هذا قلم هذه ملعقة. If you get to قدر, what do you say? هذا or هذه? هذه. If you get to مفتاح, what do you say? هذا. If you get to, what is this right here, by the way, with the little,
Iron.
it's an iron. How do you say it?
Iron too.
Ironatun. We took it.
We did. Oh yeah, here.
Mikwatun. So you say هذه مكواتٌ. So it's also going to be good for your review. But that's how you guys need to practice, you know. Point it out, work with a buddy. It's going to take you 5 minutes. Page 37. I'm going to sit down for this part, because this is where you guys are going to do some reading. So it says, اقرأ المثال وكون جملا على غراره. So it says, read the example. اقرأ المثال وكون, and make جملا, sentences على غراره, right? Like the example, or on this style of writing, on this type of writing. محمد طالب, آمنة طالبة. So we notice also, if we want to make something female, we can just simply add a ta marbuta to the end of a word. So you say طالب, طالبة. حامد, number 2, طبيب. فاطمة طبيبة. All right. Where did we stop reading? Sayyid Abid. اقرأ number 3.
هو مسلم.
نعم.
هي مسلمة.
Very good. هو مسلم, هي مسلمة. أحسنت. يا عبد الله.
الباب مغلق.
نعم.
النافذة مغلقة.
مغلقة. He said الباب مغلق, which means
Doors open.
No.
Doors closed.
doors closed. النافذة مغلقة. The window is closed. We changed it to a ta at the end. We put one of these. This is the main thing of the lesson today. هذه, and putting a ta at the end of a word to make it مغلقة. Yes. Mustafa, اقرأ.
المنديل وسيخ.
Say منديل.
المنديل وسيخ.
نعم.
اليد وسيخة.
Why اليد and not اليد?
اليد وسيخة.
اليد وسخة. ما معنى وسخ?
Dirty.
وسخ means dirty, filthy. So why do we say اليد وسخة? Yadu doesn't have a ta. Right? Just like nafida had a ta. If you look above,
There.
Part of the body.
because it's feminine, right? Yeah, that's why. So don't always assume that every single word that doesn't have a ta is masculine most of the time. If it doesn't have one of these, it's masculine. But sometimes they're feminine. طيب.
ما معنى منديل؟
Mindilun is the handkerchief, the kerchief. Remember, like something that you sneeze and you blow your nose with, right? Or a kerchief. أي سؤال؟
What was the answer for 5?
اليد وسخة. Number 6. Here we go. Muhammad. اقرأ يا محمد. الشاي
حر.
حار.
القهوة
القهوة
حرة.
حارة. And what does حار mean?
hot.
Hot. What does حرير mean?
Harir is some clothes.
Silk, right?
Silk clothes.
And now you're never going to forget,
Yes.
right? All right, alhamdulillah. Harun is how you say hot. All right? In the back, we have Amir. Amir, I'm used to seeing you over here. Why are you? Okay.
المسجد
نعم.
المسجد بعيد.
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 Yes. المسجد بعيد.
المدرسة
نعم.
بعيدة.
Very good. المدرسة بعيدة. ما معنى بعيد?
Far.
Far. Very good. We said بعيدة because it's gonna be for madrasatun. What happens if we would have said, in pronunciation, I'm glad actually you made that mistake, Amir, when you said baridun, right? Because barid means cold. Ba'id, you see there's a stronger I and not barid. It means, ba'id means far, and barid means cold. Like this room. Al-ghurfatu, this room is ghurfa, right? And we want to say cold, but because it's ghurfatu, we have to do what to cold? Baridatun. There you go.
ما معنى اليد؟
You know al-yad. هذه يد.
Head.
What is it?
Hand?
Hand. Just a page before. Do you remember this?
Yeah. We went.
Oh, we zipped. Yeah, we did zip through it. That's true. Let's make sure we say it. The ear means udhun.
Uzun.
The eye is aynun, right? The hand is yadun, and the foot is rijlun. Yeah. The mouth. We did. Yeah. Nose is anfun. This is mouth. I'm sorry. This is femun. It happens. طيب التمرين no, we're still going, right? مظفر.
الطالب
And let me just say that we're on question number 8. Question 8.
الطالب مريض
الطالب مريض ضن.
مريض الطالبة مريضة.
What does that mean, مظفر?
Student is sick
نعم.
and female student is also sick.
Yes, and the female الطالبة is a female student, but we have to describe her as with the same way that she is. If the description, I'm sorry, if the person is male, you do the description as male. If the person is a female, the description is female.
What about if the person is like ma'rifa? Would the description also be ma'rifa, or would it still be nakira?
There's a section that we're going to get to, and we are going to discuss that in great detail. It's probably chapter 7 or 8.
So right now the description ends in tun, right?
Right now, the only thing we need to know is if you have a female person, it needs to be a female description. If you have a male person, it needs a male description. And we will get into detail about the number, the haraka, the gender, and there's one more thing. But we'll get into all of that later. Number 9. اقرأ. الحصان.
الحصان سريع.
نعم.
السيارة
نعم.
سريعة.
سريعة. Good. And I'm going to write this on the board. It's correct. It says الحصان سريع, right? والسيارة سريعة. Let's look at what's happening now. We have الحصان. سريع. This is the end of the word. The end of the word always ends in dhammatain. All right? And now we're going to take as-sayyaratu. Whenever you switch, this is as-sayyaratu. That's the fast way to write seen, remember? Because they're just going to say it's a long, we don't know, it's seen. As-sayyaratu, right? And why are we saying as-sayyaratu and not as-sayyaratun? No, I'm asking about this. Why is it only... Very good. It is because it is ma'rifah. It is because of when we say the horse, the car, al. If it is attached to a word, there can be no tanween on there at all. All right? Don't forget this qaida. Don't forget this rule. As-sayyaratu. Let's do hisan. Al-hisanu sari'un. This ends here, so we put a dhammatain. Now, over here, we have the same ayn, but it cannot have dhammatain. So we shift the dhammatain over and we put a fatha before it. Muslimun. Muslimatun. What's before the tanween on muslimatun? Let's read it. Muslimatun. Meme is there. On muslimun, that's a meme, seen, meme again.
Where's the seed?
It's here. What did the meme have when it ended on this word? Dhammatain. What do we do here?
Is it always Hamza?
Yeah, fatha, not hamza. It's gonna be fatha. All right. So it's, if you want to make it female, the last word is going to be a tanween. And I'm saying tanween because sometimes it might not always be dhammatain. All right? But it'll be a tanween. And if it has alif and lam, can it end in tanween? No, it can't. So it might be, what's it called? Tanween. And if it has alif and lam, it'll be any one of the other three. But the letter before is going to be a fatha. Look at this word. Tabibun. Do I say tabibu butun? I say tabibatun. All right. Mughlaqun. Do I say mughlaqatun? So the letter before the last is fatha. The letter before the last is a fatha. Keep that in mind. Wasi khun. Wasi khatun. You see how it's always turning to fatha? It's natural. It's easier. Try to say it without, if you try to make it end with a dhamma. Let's take wasikhun. I'm going to write this down. Wasi. Okay. Wasi. So technically, I should end this with a dhammatain. But because it's feminine, I'm going to put the dhammatain here. And let's try to change this from a fatha to a dhamma. Wasi khutun. Hurts your mouth. Right? Let's try that with a kasra on this word. Wasi khitun.
Chinese.
Imagine what one haraka can do. Wasi khatun. Arabic. Yes, that's a good question. So do we understand now how to make it female? Okay. The letter before the ta for feminine, it's called ta marbuta, has to have a fatha. All right. Al-hisanu sari'un, which means, we know hisanun, ma ma'na hisan? Sari'un is what? No, that's sarirun. Fast. Sari'un means fast. Very good. And sari'atun,
The car is fast.
the car is fast. It still means fast. But the description has to match what? The thing that it's describing. So you're still going to say, the horse is fast, the car is fast. But in Arabic, the description has to match this. And you say, why would they go through all this trouble? This is what makes the language vast, and this is what makes it rhyme. This is what makes it easy to make poetry, right? Because now, if you ever wanted to write a poem, and you say, how can I write a poem and end all of the last sentence and end it always with ta? You can do that. You're just going to be describing a lot of feminine objects. Does that make sense? Like if you can just put tun at the end, or this ta, and it will always end with that ta, because you're just describing a lot of feminine objects. So it made it very, very easy to, conduct poetry and things like that. And Arabic is heavily invested in poetry, like you would not believe. There's a lot of different poems, a lot of different ways that it's put together. It's unbelievable, really. Sometimes it's not even understood about how it's constructed. It's like this doesn't make any sense because of how vast it is. Anyways, Turn the page. Oh, are we done with that page? No, we have more. Bilin, number 10.
القمر جميل
نعم.
الشمس جميلة.
القمر جميل والشمس جميلة. What does this mean? ما معنى ذلك?
The moon is beautiful.
And
The sun is beautiful.
the sun is beautiful. So the meaning doesn't change, right? As far as when you say سريع or سريعة. Huh?
Sun is feminine.
I'm saying the beautiful. The beautiful, the meaning, like you don't change it in English. But al-qamar is male. And the shams is female.
How is in the Quran, right?
Yeah?
Why Shamsatun, right?
No, it's just shamsun. Remember, there's some words that don't end with ta, but they're still feminine.
And we don't know, we just didn't.
You have to
know.
hear. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But that rule, it doesn't apply, huh? This thing.
With what?
Like a two thing. Like 2 eyes, 2 hands, 2 feet.
Well, you know, it applies in a different way.
Sun is
All right.
one.
Let's listen to this for a little bit. It's going to be a little bit weird. So we have al-qamar. Listen, ikhwan. Al-qamaru ash-shamsu. Right? So they consider ash-shams and al-qamar to be from the same family. When they like the same family, similar to mom and dad. Right? Mom and dad, they're like, okay, parents. Both of them are called parents. So we're going to say al-walidu, right? Al-walidatu. All right? What's walid? And this one is? Now we learned this to be abun. And this one, ummun. All right. But there's more than one way to say mother and father, like mom and dad, right? So they say al-walidu wa li. There's the fatha. Datun, right? Oh, I'm sorry, because it's, what's it called? Alif lam. We don't have a dhammatain. All right. So when we call both of them, right? We call them both. How do you combine them both? One's male, one's female. They'll just refer back to the male and then make it dual. Al walidani. So the word walid is still in there, but an is coming in. All right? This alif noon is coming in. And it includes both of them, so they consider them from the same family.
Where's majrur?
It's not, we'll learn about that. When we learn dual, you will learn about that. So similarly, and this means one's male, one's female. So similarly, one is male and one is female, right? And they call this, just like they use the origin of walid, what do you think they're going to do here? What do you think they're going to do? Al-qamarani. So here's the thing. Normally, when you say qamarani, it means 2 moons. But when they say al-qamarani, they're referring to the sun and the moon. Or opposite. The sun and the moon.
What do you mean by normally? Is that slang? When you said
No. I mean like...
Technically.
Technically, yeah. Like if I was just to say the word, if I add ani to anything, it means dual. All right? If I add ani to anything, it means dual. So I could say talibun, talibani. Not Taliban. It means 2 students. Talibani. That's what it means.
So this al-qamarini is
Al-qamarani.
sun and
It means sun and moon. Yeah, and the only reason why I brought this up was to show you guys that, you know, there's like a family system or a pair system at play here. And just like what happened here, happened over there. I'm not going to ask you this on the test. This is for your benefit.
Hold on, 1 second.
I want to finish this chapter today. What's the time?
We were at. Hang on, I can't see if someone joined.
See, like you said, Kamarani, you can't say Shams. I mean, I don't know whether that word exists or not. Shamsani. It
Well,
always refers to.
when you say Shamsani, it technically means two sons, right?
Or you can't consider it as family.
No, but it won't be. But you're going to use the prime member of the family, and you have to say Qamarani, right? Or there is a name Shamsan, right? That's the common name. You say, Shamsan.
I don't know, shit, it's not showing.
I suppose we're like at 40 minutes or so. What's that?
It's
57? Oh. Let's see if we can at least finish that page, and then I can give you guys the rest of the homework. All right, number 11. Go ahead, number 11, Nadeem.
Al-Abu Jalisun.
Al-Abu
Jalisun.
jalisun.
Al-Ummu Jalisatun.
Wal-Ummu jalisatun. ما معنى ذلك? What does that mean?
Sitting.
The father is sitting, and the mother is sitting. Qasim. Actually, this is homework. No, this is perfect. We can end here. Number 4. On page 37. It says, correct the following sentences. Haqibatu man hadha. Right? Is that correct? Is hadha in the right place? He's asking about a haqiba. So haqiba is feminine. What do we need to do? We say hadhihi. Haqibatu man hadhihi. All right. So make the correction, and it's asking you for make masculine masculine and feminine feminine.
So if we do the haqiba too, man hadhihi, it's correct.
That's correct.
The hadhihi doesn't need to be in front.
No.
Hadhihi.
No.
Check, this is the homework.
That's homework. You got 5 sentences for homework. And what it's asking you to do is describe the word in its appropriate gender. That's what it's asking you to do. Do you understand, everyone? Ikhwan, who doesn't understand? All right, we're stopping here. Review your lesson, and barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.